What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. Today we are looking at two new collections from Ice Cream Nails. We've got the Too Sweet collection and we've got the Loved Up collection. If you haven't heard of Ice Cream Nails before, they are an independent nail polish brand that is based out of Australia, but they're available internationally. Their products are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients. They are cruelty-free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. They are 10-free, meaning they are free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that are often found in nail polish, and they're also breathable and plant-based. They actually come in these little novelty bottles that look like an ice cream cone. They're really cute, but they're actually surprisingly high quality as well. So yeah, like I said, we've got two collections to go over today. The Too Sweet collection has 4 polishes in it, and the Loved Up collection has 5 polishes in it, so 9 polishes total. We may as well just dive right in, so let's roll the footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I am using the Cuccio base coat with the new brush. So we'll start off with the Too Sweet collection, which has 2 cream finishes. This is one of them. It's called Sherbet Addict, and it's a really light, almost white pink cream shade. So as you can see, it actually gave me fairly impressive coverage. I did need 2 coats for full coverage, and it was a little bit on the thicker side, but as long as I had enough on the brush, it was pretty easy to work with. I also noticed that it does dry down to a slightly plasticky matte kind of finish, so it feels a little bit like a neon formula, but it's fairly easy to use, and I was really impressed that it did give me that full coverage in the second coat. I was expecting this one to be a 3-coater for sure, but overall definitely enjoyed this color. I think it's a nice white for if you don't want your nails to look too starkly white, because it has a little bit of that pinkiness to it. Next up we have the other cream finish. The shade is called Juicy Plum, and it's a really dusty, slightly warm toned purple cream shade. And as you can see, again, very impressive coverage. This one was actually opaque on my short nails in 1 coat, so I was really impressed with that. I feel like this is going to be a great nail art shade. It does end up drying a little bit darker than it applied, but I think the color is really beautiful. I love that slight dustiness to it, and again, it was just really easy opaque formula, very smooth, very self-leveling, and I really enjoyed it. Next up we have the shade Raspberry Ripple, and let me tell you, this one became an instant favorite as soon as I started applying it. It's this really gorgeous, vibrant fuchsia metallic foil shade, and as you can see, this is a pure 1-coater. I would absolutely wear this in 1 coat. I feel like this is going to be perfect for nail art, for stamping, for anything, and it just gives such nice coverage. It doesn't have that brush strokey finish at all, and it's such a beautiful, vibrant color as well, especially for being a metallic shade. I just love how saturated of a color it is. So I ended up putting on a 2nd coat just to show you guys, but it's a nice thicker formula, so it didn't even feel like I didn't have enough coats on. Sometimes when a polish is fully opaque in 1 coat, I still put on a 2nd just because I want it to feel like a full manicure, but this one I would absolutely just wear as 1 coat. And the final shade in this first set is called Blueberry Bomb, and this one's actually a fairly complex color. As you can see on application, I realized that this is not a full coverage color on its own. It's definitely more of a topper, but there's this really beautiful duochrome shimmer that shifts from blue into purple, and then we also have larger holographic silver glitters in there. So I thought I would see how it would look to build up to full coverage, but after 3 coats, I was still able to see a little bit of visible nail line. Now, personally, I think this is a pretty cool look. I actually really loved this in 1 coat. I thought that that was the coolest, but I also showed you what it looked like over black just so you could see. I think another way to wear this so that it looks closer to how it looks in the bottle would be to pair it over a medium blue shade. I think that would probably give the closest look to what it looks like in the bottle, but over black, it definitely looked really cool. You could see a lot more of that blue color coming through, and it just felt very sparkly and deep and kind of spacey. So I did actually really enjoy it over black. So here is that first set, the Too Sweet collection. As you can see, I also wanted to show you the comparison of the shade Blueberry Bomb, both on its own and as a topper, and you can just see how different they look over the naked nail versus over black. So I feel like this will definitely be fun to play around with and see what colors it pairs over really well. So moving on to the second collection, which is called the Loved Up collection, we have this first shade Flaky, and this one is a sheer jelly lilac black base color that has a really soft iridescent flake running throughout. So it's just barely there in the first coat. I actually really liked the way that it looked in the second coat, but I found that it was a tiny bit patchy. I don't think that that was really noticeable in real life. It's just in this extreme close-up in HD where you can see a little bit of the area where it's a tiny bit more sparse. But just because of that, I would say this is probably not a very beginner-friendly polish, but it is very pretty. Next up, we have the shade Lovesick, and this is what I would describe as a Krelly. It sits somewhere between a cream and a jelly, so it's got this sort of sheer base that ends up giving somewhat full coverage, but you can also see glitters through it. So again, it's kind of that lilac color, a little bit of warmth to it, and then there's a bunch of glitters in there. So we've got small purple square glitters, we've got large red square glitters, and then we have holographic silver bar glitters, and then there's also red heart glitters. So I actually wasn't able to get any hearts on my nail. I feel like a lot of them kind of sunk to the bottom, so I wasn't able to grab them, and I felt like I didn't get good enough coverage until I was at the fourth coat, which I feel like is usually a deal breaker for me. I think this polish is really pretty once it's said and done on the nail. I just feel like that's a lot of coats to ask for in a polish, and I was definitely a little disappointed that I wasn't able to get a little heart on my nail. I feel like they all kind of sunk down to the bottom. Next up, we have the shade Bleeding Heart. This is a very warm toned purple glitter shimmer topper, and I wanted to show you what it looked like over the naked nail first, just so you could see what that color was. But I absolutely love this. It's a really beautiful shimmer. It's very packed, as you can see. It doesn't feel sparse at all on the nail, so I was really excited to pair this over different colors. I ended up trying it over the shade Juicy Plum from the last collection, and I feel like these two colors were absolutely made for each other. They look so beautiful together. I feel like they just complement each other so well and feel really perfect. And I also love that dusty color underneath with this very vibrant glitter on top. Super pretty. But of course, I also wanted to show you what it looked like over black, and you can see just how intense the amount of glitter is in there. No matter which way I'm moving my hand around, you are really able to see so much shimmer. So just a really beautiful color. I love how it looks over black as well. I feel like it kind of gives that lit from within look, and I like that the glitter kind of melts into the polish, so it doesn't seem like it's sitting on top of it. It feels like it's a part of the polish. Next up, we have the shade Free Love, and this one's another topper shade. Again, I'm showing you what it looks like over the naked nail just so you can get an idea of how it looks, and it's really interesting. It's got this sort of sheer pinky orangey iridescent shimmer as the base, and then we also have little holographic silver micro glitters in there. So I definitely could tell from applying it that this was going to be a fairly transformative topper, but first I wanted to try it over a light color just to see what it looked like, and as you can see, not much really showed up. You get a little hint of sparkle there, and it looks like it's more than just a cream finish on your nail, but you really can't see the depth of all of the sparkle that's going on in this polish, which made me very excited to try it over black. And let me tell you, when I did, I was very excited. This polish feels like a galaxy in a bottle. You can see so much blue and purple suddenly coming through, which I think is just really fun. I did not expect that from this polish in the bottle, but I think it just looks so beautiful. And then I think those little silver hollow micro glitters look like larger stars. I don't know, I just think it's really pretty. I feel like this would make for a very easy galaxy manicure. And last but not least, we have this shade Heart Attack, and this one's really interesting. It's another topper, and it actually has iridescent micro glitters as the base, and then we have these larger silver holographic heart glitters. So as you can see on application, I actually didn't get any hearts. With those heavy hearts, it's really hard to just have them apply naturally onto the nail, so I kind of fished around and grabbed a couple to just place on. That's how I would normally wear a polish like this, where I would just apply one thin coat of the product and then get the fishy glitters, that sounds kind of weird, but fish the glitters out and apply them onto my nail. But actually, as you can see, when I tried it over black, I was was able to get a couple of hearts on there. So I ended up doing a little bit more fishing just because I wanted to have more on the nail. But you can see one of the cool things about this is that those iridescent glitters in the base kind of transform and look a little bit more holographic when you have them over a deep color. So I thought that was just a really fun way to wear it. And I also didn't have too hard of a time actually fishing out the glitters in this case. I think it was a nice thick base, so they didn't all fall to the bottom. They just felt a little bit heavier, but I was able to kind of grab them with the bottle brush and just apply them really easily. So here are all of those polishes from this second set, and again I wanted to show you what each color looked like on its own and then over black just so you could see how they differ with a different base color underneath. But overall I do like some of these and some just didn't work as well for me. So let's talk a little bit more about that in the outro. So those are the two collections, and overall I really enjoyed them. I think there were a few polishes that were kind of a miss for me, but the thing is, whenever you have a polish that has larger glitters, they're going to be a lot heavier and they're more likely to sink to the bottom of the bottle, and it's going to make it more difficult to apply regularly. Usually you'll have to fish around and grab some glitters. I usually refer to polishes like that as intermediate polishes because I don't think they're very beginner friendly. So in those cases, unless you are fairly experienced in painting your nails and doing fishing around for glitter, those polishes are probably not for you. Personally, I loved those holographic hearts even though they were heavier and they would sink to the bottom. I feel like it was really easy to use for glitter placement. As far as that Crelly went though, I just wasn't able to fish around for those larger glitters because there is a base color in there, so it made it harder to kind of see where I was going. So I don't love how that one turned out. I think it's really pretty in the bottle, but it just didn't work on my nails. But overall, I do think I enjoyed these polishes. I enjoyed the toppers. I thought they were a lot of fun to play with and experiment over different colors. And I just really like the color palette that we have going on in these two collections. So these polishes are available on the Ice Cream Nails website. They come in 10 milliliter bottles and they retail for $13.50 USD each. And you can also use the discount code KELLI20 to get 20% off your order. They also do have discounted rate if you get them in bundles. So the 2 Sweet bundle is $48 USD for the 4 polishes, and the Loved Up bundle is $60 USD for 5 polishes. So I'm going to link all of that down in the description if you're interested in checking those out. But I would love to hear from you. What do you guys think of these collections? Which of the two collections do you prefer, and what do you think of the polishes within them? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Rocket Man's daughter, and Paula. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Amanda, and Amanda wants to know, what is your favorite type of sloth? Curious minds want to know. I do enjoy every sloth, but I have a specific favorite, and that is the 3-toed pygmy sloth, which I actually just recently found out that they are critically endangered. There are less than 100 of them left, which is very sad news. But anyway, the pygmy sloth is super, super tiny. It's like the smallest sloth species, I'm pretty sure. They average at like 6 pounds. Super cute. I love looking at pictures and videos of them. I just think they're absolutely adorable. But honestly, I just love all sloths. So that is it. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.